Well, we're thirsty because it's been a while since we're back here at the Hugh on Hill Hotel. Goof's already knocking off his fourth, I reckon. Yeah. I'm on my second. Welcome back to the back bar.
Oh, it's good to be back. Yeah, there was a bit of a break there for a while, but I think as we head into a really hot final series, a really anticipated final series, we're going to knock one out each week. Yeah.
What's your role at Kiwa Sandy Creek?
My role at Kiwa
what's
Sandy
your job
Creek? Gee, that was quick.
We're coming in banging hard here.
Assistant coach.
Now, how'd you manage to drop the minor premiership?
Oh, we, what do they call it, a bit of a fumble. We didn't play well against Yak. Look, we didn't go into the game thinking we had it won or anything, but credit to Yak. Yak they were very good. So everyone everywhere is talking about Barney Chilton, next run down, Yak. I don't see it that way.
Statement win, wasn't it?
It was. I really see it now as a three-horse race, and it's split. And that's coming from inside of Kiwa, and just playing Yak and with Barney, and there's a bit of history there between Kiwa and Barney and last year's granny. I can't split the three.
This is the most even year of finals that we've seen in a very long time.
Yep.
I think the top three clearly are a very even top three. And I think Tallangatta and Chilton, who have snuck into fourth and fifth, they'll play in Sunday's elimination final. They've had two really close matchups this year.
Yep.
Both games decided by under 9 points. Joey Ciccone kicked a goal with about 10 seconds to go to beat them.
He loves some big moment goals. And he loves a goal.
Loves a goal, Joey Ciccone. His brother Adam doesn't mind one either as well. But Chilton are yet to play Tallangatta without their secret weapon in Braden O'Hara. So I've been reliably informed he's playing finals. Yep. So he'll run around off half-back and have about 400 disposals.
How many games has he played?
He's played 6.
He's played 6. Yep. Yeah, that's gone under rate. Apart from the first one coming back and he dominated, sort of haven't heard too much about him.
And Chilton might be saying, hey, hold my beer, boys. You reckon the top three's a rung away? They knocked off Yak and Dander. So
when we played them, I think it was round 13 or 14, they had us at the start but just kicked 5 points. If they were goals, we would have been under severe pressure earlier. Don't count them out. Absolutely.
Going to be an awesome finals campaign. Of course, all games will be live streamed on TDFL Live. Jump on YouTube, search TDFL. It's live, free and exclusive on TDFL Live. The elimination final will also appear on 1494 2AY, a radio call alongside grand final day as well. Of course, 4 grades of football. The game's on Saturday. We've got Barnawatha and Thaguna in the reserves competition. Yep. Yak and Dander versus Tallangatta is the other reserves game as we make our way through to the Albury Fabrication and Maintenance under 17s. You got Yak and Dander taking on Tallangatta. Bit of a theme starting to occur here. Yep. Wodonga Saints take on Dedarang Mount Beauty in the under 17s. Great to have representation from the Saints and the Bombers.
Just going to say that. Awesome. There's been a lot of mentions of the same club. And look, and that's probably a symbol of, hey, when clubs are going strong, when seniors are going strong, more often than not, the juniors and reserves are there as well. But to have Saints and Dedarang there, in that under 17s, which is a good precursor to how they're going to be in a few years. Awesome to see.
The Butcher at Arnold's under 14s. Rutherglen versus Thaguna on Saturday. The Cats will be there in force. We know they come out in numbers. And Barney versus Dedarang is the other game on Sunday. So games kick off at 9:15 for the under 14s. So great to have representation from a lot of clubs going into the finals campaign the first week at the MCG of the Bush. You are watching the back bar, and Goof, this isn't possible without the support of some of our fantastic sponsors, including Avita Motorhomes.
Avita Motorhomes, yep. So Avita Motorhomes, they are sold by Wodonga Car World there. So they've got 60 years in the market. They've been around 60 years. So with that, they're offering 60 months of factory warranty services. It's unheard of for motorhomes to have 60 months worth of warranty and insurance, but they're doing it. So, yeah.
So once the footy wraps up and we finish at the MCG of the Bush, jump in your Avita Motorhome and go and see the fantastic part of the world we've got here. Who do we need to go and see at Avita Motorhomes?
Ask for Mimo.
Anthony Mimo? Yeah, legend.
Yeah, good man. Great to have a beer with.
Good Bulldogs man too. He loves his
doggies. He's a good Bulldogs man. And a bit of Barney too as well, so I don't know how I want to feel about him. He shares
the love around.
Yeah. No, he's a good man and he'll do a deal.
Hey, big show coming up here on the back bar. We're here thanks to Hugh on Hill. Kath Evans, the TDNA Netball Guru, to give us a full preview of the Tallangatta District Netball Association Final Series. We'll also touch on Monday's Barton medal count from a netball perspective, and then me and Goof will chew the fat in the final segment as well. We've got a little game to play with you, Matty.
Oh, I like
put you on the spot.
Put me on the spot. You got me straight away with the Kiwa one. Yeah, so I'm ready.
I'm coming hard at you. You're watching The Back Bar, thanks to Hugh on Hill.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Dunn's Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes.
Certainly is The Back Bar, thanks to Hugh on Hill Hotel. And Goof, we've got royalty with us today.
We have absolute royalty, who has just been shooting goals this year with the Sandy Creek Courts, and among other things, we've got Kath with us.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me, Goof and Gus.
Kath, it's fantastic to have you. You are becoming the guru of TDNA netball, and when Maddie and I need to chop out and we need some better guests, and myself with Robbie as well on 2AY, we get you on. It's been another fantastic year of TDNA netball. I know we continuously this season have banged on about the brand new courts, but it's one thing to dream it, to start the project, to deliver the project, but now we've got them. We had our fantastic interleague series against the Hume League, gave them a bit of a touch-up, which is always
going to happen. Always going to happen
consistently.
Yeah.
But we've now seen them have the first game of netball on them, or games of netball, and now we're gearing up for a massive finals campaign out there. There's a real buzz around the netball coming into this final series.
Absolutely. Everyone you talk to across the league is excited to get up there, get on the new courts, try them out. There's been lots of clubs training up there, which is great, because that's what we need, is usage of the courts.
And so that's open to all clubs, so they book in?
Yeah, they book in through the executive of TDNA. Emma's keeping a schedule of that. And I think Tuesdays and Thursday nights have pretty much been full for about the last month, and leading into through the finals. And I think some of the other nights are starting to fill up now too, which is great.
Awesome.
Really good.
Kath, one of the things I've learnt about new netball courts, and it's mostly for shooters and goal attacks, is the rings. Now, some courts have springy rings, other courts have dull rings. I'm learning about this on the fly. What are the rings like at the new courts at Sandy Creek? Because I think the old rings were a bit touch and go. They were a bit inconsistent.
Well, I'm a defender, and I think the goalers are bits of princesses. So,
I can concur.
Yes, the old goal rings were bouncy. There's no doubt about that.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure they'll find the new ones aren't.
Okay.
So
harder for defenders. Easy to shoot goals?
Yeah, probably, because it's likely to hit the ring and go in rather than hit the ring and bounce up. But
so we should see some big scores.
Big scores.
We should. And, people just need to get up there and have a crack on them and just see what suits their shooting style as well.
Absolutely. Now, we know we've got the two courts now, so, Kath, we're no longer going to have games of netball start at about 5 a.m. Come finals time. We're going to have more civilised times. We're going to utilise two courts across the final series.
We are, yes.
So talk us through the setup. Obviously, we're going to have a show court, which has got lights. It's the main court, and then the secondary court, which is the one next to the old toilet block, if you want to get a bit of geographic on it. But that's the way we're sort of going to set up the two courts, isn't it?
Correct. They're basically the same. The only difference is where the old court was does have the lights, but that's not going to be really part of the finals campaign. The two courts are exactly the same. They've both got electronic scoreboards. They're set up exactly like each other. So, we've just court 1 and court 2, and we move on. So, kicking off at 9 a.m. in the morning instead of 5 a.m, as you said.
Many parents very happy about that.
And the exciting thing as well is we've added in an unofficial under-11s grade throughout the finals, which will run basically the same as what the under-12s does in the football, where the clubs on duty will play their under-11s on that day.
Awesome.
So
who's on duty this week?
I know in the canteen, Chilton are on Saturday.
Yeah, so I think that would be Chilton and Barnawatha.
Yep.
And then Kiwa and Dedarang, I know, are on Sunday. So their under-11s will play. So Chilton and Barnawatha will play on Saturday, and Kiwa and Dedarang will play on Sunday, which is really good. And they'll actually kick off the action on court 2. So court 1 will start with the 13s.
Yep.
And then about half an hour later, court 2 will kick off with the 11s, and then they'll alternate a bit. So there will be some crossover with some grades, but allow time for the next games to warm up on the particular court they're playing on. Also allows a little bit of rolling, usage. C grade might use C reserve players for their bench.
Yep.
I think the exec of the TDNA are really just saying, let's try the program we've got for this year, suck it and see a bit, see what works. and then tweak it if we need to. The A grade, B grade and A grade games will be played on their own, on court 1. A grade has been brought forward, not a lot, but it will start at 2:45. So it's not a lot earlier than what it has been, but it's really around seeing how all this goes over this final series, and then look forward as to whether that stays like that or changes going forward.
Now with the black fence around the 2 courts, spectators aren't in there, so there's quite a bit of area for the warm-up, for managers, physios, everywhere in there too. So it's actually probably a little bit safer for clubs and players as well. So the setup is just smooth.
And the fence is at a good height this year too. No more looking through the chicken coop and trying to see what's going on.
Yep.
That's a much better upgrade, Kath.
Absolutely. I think it's about 1.2 high. Yeah, you'll be able to stand and lean on it. We don't want any posters or anything on the fence, so we're not blocking views.
Yep.
People will be able to set gazebos up. There'll be blocked off areas so the cars don't park against the fence, so there'll be plenty of spectator room. And another exciting part is we have our new clubhouse up what I call the Tangam end of the court, and that's fenced off, so that'll just be for players and officials, so they can sit there in or in front of the clubhouse and, prepare themselves mentally for when they play and have a bit of their own space away from the spectators. So it's going to be fantastic. I'm very excited.
Let's start with Sunday's games. The elimination final in the A-grade netball for Goona. They've booked their ticket into the finals once again, which is really exciting to see, Cass. So let's have a quick look on Goona first. We know that Marty Hayden's come back into the fold. Amy Allen has been a consistent shooter across the last few years, and Grace Armstrong's come into the mix as well. So I think the blueprint, from my opinion, from Goona is going to be attack, attack, attack.
Yeah, on top of that, they've also got a really strong defensive end. So we played them probably about a month ago, and I was really impressed with Imogen McAllister. I thought she played a fantastic game in goalkeeper. And when you've got someone the likes of Jen Vine coming on and off the bench from experience into your defence end is pretty handy. But yeah, their attack end, and Marty, Amy and Grace play really well together because they're all quite different players. A really strong and vibrant mid-court, which gives them plenty of drive down the court. So I think you're right. I think attack will be their key thing.
And they take on Yak?
Yak and Danda. Yak and Danda are always tough to play. Lots of experience. When you're rolling out Kylie Murphy and Beck O'Connell and Emma Maslin, all of these players, you're sort of thinking, there's plenty of finals experience and netball nous there.
Gee, Beck and Kylie are doing well. Like, Kylie would have played over 400 or 500 games of netball by
Has
now.
to have.
Has to have.
Yeah.
And I know we'll touch on the league presentations that are happening on Monday night a bit later on, but I reckon a few names there should feature on Monday night, Matty. What about the qualifying final? This is a big game.
The qualifying final will be between Kiwa and
Tallangatta.
Yep. So I think Kiwa's got the chocolates both times throughout the year.
Yeah.
Look, Kiwa's last 2 years, I reckon they'd have a lot to play for in this final series, and a new coach, Chloe Benson.
Nothing against the old coach.
Nothing against the old coach. And, losing those two, going to a third one, I think they're really set to have a really good final series. The couple of times they come up against Chiltern throughout the year, they've lost both ones, but they were missing a few, and Kath, you would have been there watching the whole thing. They were missing a few of their key players. So I think Key was probably the biggest threat to Chiltern, so I reckon they'll get through this week.
I think Tallangatta will mount a case for that as well, because they're the only team to defeat Chiltern
this
year as well.
That's what makes the final series so good. So, I think you look at the interleague side, Tallangatta had 2 or 3 girls play, Kiwa had a few girls play, so there is some top-level talent in the Saturday's game.
Absolutely. I think it'll be a ripper. I think they match up very well. I'm not sure if either team's been at full strength when they've played each other during the year. And you know that when you come up against Tallangatta, they've got strength all the way through the court.
Yep.
You can't even say, focus on their goalers or focus on the defenders, because it goes all the way down.
Who's the match winner for Tallangatta? Who they... is it Claudia?
Claudia's always one where you say she's the barometer for them. If she's up and about, then they're up and about. They're 2 goalers. The 2 Hannahs are pretty important to them. Lots of height, lots of strength, and like Hannah Pole played goal shooter for us in the interleague and shot at 93%. That's just crazy stuff. So, I think it'll be a good matchup, because you then, the 2 Hannahs, you can't put them in against, say, Jess Barton and Brooke Thorpe. That's 2 pretty good matchups, I would have said, and then all the way down the court. Like, they're 2 very strong teams. lots of depth on the bench. So yeah, I think it'll be a ripping game, a good one to start the final series off from an A grade perspective.
Yeah.
My heart says go with Kiwor, but I wouldn't be sort of saying that with too much confidence. I think it's who turns up on the day.
I think this final series is going to be a really unique one. You got Chiltern have only dropped the one game for the season, but they're yet to have a proper crack at Kiwa Sandy Creek. Tallangatta have knocked off Chiltern, but probably haven't had the best of games against Kiwa. So there's a heap of different formulas and outcomes that could really happen. But the Swans, they'll be there. They're running the canteen on Saturday, but they'll be keeping a close eye on this game.
I think they should stay in the
potentially.
I think they should stay in the canteen while the A grade's on.
A couple of salmonella sandwiches for the opposition players. But we know that Chiltern are the two-time reigning premiers. They've got a star-studded outfit. You got Ella Vandermeer, of course, is last year's league medal winner. You got Georgia Thomas, who was last year's coach of the year. And I think the thing I really like about Chiltern's side is their defence. I think Tammy and Jamie are a fantastic GK and GD combo. They are going into this year's finals campaign without one of the Hillier girls, so Marnie's going to be in the mix still. But unfortunately, I think it might have actually been against Kiwa.
Yeah.
Sky did her ACL, so they've managed to replace her with Sarah Ritchies, who's not quite a like for like, but fills a void for the Swans. But they come into the finals campaign as the favourites, I would have thought.
100%, and rightly they've earned that tag. They've finished on top, as you said. They've only lost the one game to Tallangatta. They've played together for so long. Like, they're a very settled outfit with strength at both ends of the court and through the middle. They're definitely the team that the others are chasing.
It's hard to win three, like, regardless of the time. Like, two's hard enough.
Yeah.
Back to back is so hard, and they did a great job doing that. But three,
that's legendary sort of status. Isn't
it is, definitely.
Has it been done before, Kath, a three-peat in
TDNA?
TDNA?
So we actually did it in the mid-90s.
If you don't mind.
But I think Thaguna actually won 4 in a row, if I am correct, in maybe around the 2010s, something like that. They had a very strong team for a long time, and I'm pretty confident they went
Zanel, Garricky, Michelle.
Yeah, I'd have to even go back and see. I wasn't actually playing at that stage.
Michelle Hensel sort of era.
Yeah, I'd say so, but I'm pretty confident they won the 4. But it's a pretty big feat, and absolutely Chiltern will be keen as to get there. But there's 4 other teams that are as keen as to make sure they don't do that. So
now, of course, Monday night is the Barton Medal at the Commercial Club, which is going to be a fantastic night. Kath, the team of the year is often one that receives a lot of eyeballs on it. Last year, only 3 teams had players make the team of the year. Chiltern, which was the top 3. And I think you'll find this year, Kath, my gut feel is, based on the way these 2 teams are performing, or 3 teams, it's going to be a fairly similar outcome. Who do you think it's maybe from outside the top 3 teams as a bit of a smoky to make the team of the year? You mentioned Imogen McAllister from Thaguna's had a great season in the defensive end of the court. We know that Dedarang Mount Beauty have had some wins this year and had some good performances from young Bullivant, the co-coach. So is there a few smokies that could be in the mix for the team of the year?
Yeah, possibly. There's that young Morgan McRae from Waganya, who is a co-coach and plays in their defence end. She always votes very well in the best and fairest, and is probably one of their stronger players. Chloe Butters from Barnawatha is always a strong performer, and I know she's been in the team of the year, probably not last year, but certainly for a few years prior to that. So there's a few like that are a chance. I think the bulk of it will come from the top 3 teams, which probably makes sense. Where it gets tricky with those is you have some really good players who are actually going head-to-head against each other for the same position. So if you're picking Tammy Kennedy and you're matching her up against Brooke Thorpe and maybe Claudia McKimmie, you go, who do you actually pick? And do the one who doesn't, or the 2 that don't make the court, do they get on the bench?
Yeah, but then there's only limited spots on the bench.
Yeah.
You can't
it's tricky.
double up all
the
positions.
Last year, Chiltern had Tammy Kennedy in the team of the year at goal defence, but spent the whole year at goalkeeper for the Swans, or most of the season anyway. So it's a bit of a conundrum for the selectors.
It is, and I'm not sure how the football do theirs either, but it is interesting as to how that ends up, and it's always a good discussion point where people go, how did this person not get in, and how did...
The footy is the coaches vote on the footies, opposition coaches.
Same as the netball,
And that'd be the same as the netball.
Same as the netball. You can't pick your own. You have to pick a coach and then your 12 in the positions that you would play them.
Okay.
All right, so let's get a few quick fire tips from you, Kath. We'll start off with the league medal count on Monday. Who's your tip to claim the highest individual honour in the TDNA?
Look, I think I'd still probably go with Ella as a backup from last year.
Ella Vandermeer?
Yeah, she's had a strong year. I think she's played pretty much every game. There's a lot of players throughout the top teams that have missed games. Again, if you pick Claudia McKimmie, she went overseas for 6 weeks. So that's going to hurt you when you're looking for votes in that regard. I think Brooke Thorpe from Keewar will vote very well. She's come in, had a great debut season. Very strong, very committed, passionate. Has fitted really well into the Keewar team and into the TDNA environment. They'd probably be two. Georgia Thomas, I think, came runner-up last year, which was really interesting that the two from the top team did that. She's always a good player. Interleague, she's just very smart. So, she's got to be up there. They'd probably, Kylie Murphy, I think, from Yak, I think will vote pretty well because she's just, she just gives you everything every game.
Ex-Wodonga Bulldog and just a really good person.
Yep.
I hope she votes well. Outside some of the Kiwi girls.
And then, of course, we need tips from the games on the weekend. The qualifying final between Kiwi Sandy Creek and Tallangatta, dare we ask?
Look, I think Keewar will win, and that's more than just my heart. I think it'll be very tight. As I said earlier, it's about who turns up on the day as well. Finals games are just so different, and I always said that when I coached, that you really need to play that first game to get yourself into that finals mentality, because it is so different to any home and away game.
New courts as well.
New courts, crowd, noise, nerves, all of those things. But I just think the evenness of Keewar across the court and their experience and the depth of their bench I just think that'll get them across the line, but only just.
And Yakandanda versus Laguna on Sunday. The loser will be departing the finals.
Yeah, we've played both those teams in about the last month, and based on those games, I would pick Laguna.
Okay.
They were really, really good against us.
It was only 4 or 5 points, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they were actually in front 5 minutes into the last quarter.
Yeah, okay.
It was just that the Keewar girls sort of settled in that last 10 minutes. But, don't get me wrong, Yakandanda aren't a bad team, but you've got to pick someone, and I think based on playing them 1 week after the other, I would pick Laguna. It's probably just how they settle into the game because they are less experienced and that nerves don't get a hold of them.
Yeah, a very young, particularly shooting frame for Laguna up against a couple of the established, wouldn't say veterans, but very well secured and understanding of how to play finals netball.
Absolutely. I think Marty will be a key for Laguna. She played an absolute ripper game against us, and if she turns on something like that, I think they're well on their way to having a win.
Kath, really appreciate you joining us here on the back bar. Guys, if you see Kath out of the finals, which you will, give her a pat on the back. These netball courts wouldn't have happened without Kath Evans doing a fantastic job as the project manager. So, Kath, thanks for joining us on the back bar. Enjoy the final series on the brand new courts.
I will do.
I reckon we'll have her back at some point.
I think we'll get her back too.
No, thanks heaps for having me, guys, and very much appreciate your support of netball. It's really good.
Stick around. More to come here on the back bar. I'm starting to get worried about our job here, Maddie. We might have to get Kath Evans as a full-time host of the back bar in 2027. She's a star, and we thank her for joining us once again.
She's a ripper, absolute ripper, real easy to deal with. And I've been doing some stuff with the TDNA, and Kath and Emma Cardwell out there are just the go-to. So easy to work with. And the job they've done out there with those courts and promoting the game in netball, and not just netball, probably the TDFL and the TDNA, they are great ambassadors for our competition.
A great partnership between the two, I suppose, leagues forming together now, the TDNA and the TDFL. Now, before we go into a preview of Monday's Barton Medal, I'm going to put you under the pump.
Right.
Blind rankings. You know how blind rankings work?
I do.
I'm going to give you 5 names.
5 names.
And you've got to rank them 1 to 5, but you don't know who's coming next.
Okay,
So I'm going to put you under the pump. So this,
one being the best?
One being the best.
Righto.
And the topic is best players in the TDFL.
Righto.
There's a bit of a theme coming into Barton Medal count. First name to throw at you, Jared Farwell, the 2-time Barton Medal winner.
Oh, I'm going to start with the 1 because he's actually my pick to get the Barton Medal. So,
okay.
And that probably comes off the back that he's done damage to us before, and he's one that we always have to watch out for. And I don't know, it leans into he's a really good guy, and
So you're locking him in the number 1?
I'm going number 1.
Oh, bold call, because number 2 on the list is Guy Telford.
Oh,
yeah. I've put you under the pump here.
Telly. Who would I pick first in a way? Oh, I'd have Telly before Farwell, but I can't change it now. Picking first. I'm going to go 3 with Telly.
3 with Telly.
Yeah.
He's not going to like you come training.
No.
Third name on the list, Benny Mack, Yakandanda's favourite son, Benny McIntosh.
Benny Mack.
Probably one of the league's most damaging on
Yeah,
ballers.
he loves the 1-2 and getting it back.
Yakandanda's favourite son, they love him out there.
And he's another good guy as well.
Just signed a 2-year contract extension at the Pouch as well, interleague player.
He played a really good game against us 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. No, it's 2 weeks ago. I'm going to go with 4.
4 for Benny Mack?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
This segment is designed so you get a few enemies. I'm putting you on the pump. Number 4, the Premiership coach, 2-time Premiership coach of the Chiltern Swans, a decorated Ovens and Murray career as well, Brad Hibberson. You've only got, I reckon you got 2? No, you got 3 and 5 available.
Yeah, righto. 3 and 5 available. We're going up to 10?
No, just top 5.
Just top 5?
I hope we're not going up to 10 because you're going to run out of spots pretty quick.
I'm probably going to go 5 for Hibber. Look, age is not... He's not speeding up, but he is not dropping off either.
No.
So big key for them going anywhere in finals.
And the last name on the list, Kane Parsons.
Ooh,
Tallangatta's goal sharpshooter.
He's got to be 2, and I don't mind that.
No, 3.
He's got to be 3.
3. So you're going Jared Farwell, Guy Telford, Kane Parsons, Benny Mack, Brad Hibberson.
I'm happy with that.
You're happy with your top 5?
I'm happy with my top 5.
Do you reckon from those top 5 players we just rattled off, one of them's going to claim the Barton Medal?
Potentially, yeah. Jared Farwell, I think,
is your
will.
tip?
Yeah. Yep. He's my tip to win it. 3 to third. It'd be his
third. Yeah, so he's
third.
won at Rutherglen in his first stint there. Then he went up to the Hume League for a run.
Yep.
I reckon he shared the Barton Medal 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
When it was the 3.
When it was the 3.
Yeah, Leash, him and...
Cam Fendick.
Yep.
And I think he's a real front runner for the Barton Medal. I'm going to go with a bit of a left field tip, and not that it's left field because it's not on our top 5 list, but there's a guy from Kiwa Sandy Creek that plays on ball and kick goals, and that's Jacob Barber.
Yeah.
This guy, I think, is a name that doesn't get spoken about enough, and he probably doesn't get the spotlight at Kiwa Sandy Creek.
He hates it, and he hates the spotlight, which is good. Barbs, our captain, Premiership captain last year, best and first winner as well, is a gun. He is a gun. He's a superstar, and because he's tough, his skills, he's got really good skills. Kicks the footy just flat and hard and good. Barbs is great to watch. He's had some really good games this year. He'd be first picked in so many sides. I love watching him play footy.
I know he gets thrown around a lot, but I think there are some guys that are capable of playing at a higher level. Barber is a guy that would be walking into an Ovens and Murray team, walking into a Premier Grade team in Melbourne and so forth. As a walk-up start.
Yeah, and look, he played in at Wodonga, and I think he had a crackdown in Melbourne somewhere at some point, but I think he's just going back to Kiwa to beat his old man's records.
Right.
So the day that he kicked 11, I think, at Rutherglen, and had a lazy 38. His old man was sitting there, Robbie, and he'd kicked 9, and he was counting very clearly. And Nugget, Barbs, knew once he'd kicked 10, he'd kick more than his dad. So I reckon he's just come back to Kiwa, at a lower level, he could be playing much higher, absolutely, just to knock off his dad's records, and I'll support that.
Of course, plenty of contenders. Bit of a smoky, I reckon. Malowers from Yakandanda. He started the year like a house on fire.
He did. The first broadcast game against Rutherglen.
Killed it.
Dominated. He played another good game against us too.
Quick,
Gets the footy inside, outside.
10 to 15 votes by the halfway point. I reckon he's got at least 5 to 6 best ons.
Yep, I'd agree with that as well.
So he's a real contender.
Betty
for
Mack
mine.
might take a few off him though.
Yeah, true. Leachy always gets votes. I know he hasn't played a heap of games this year.
Old Leachy, he's missed a few this year, so yeah.
He can't win it this year.
God, he just keep your elbows down, big boy.
He's going to have a big role to play for Yak come the finals.
Has to.
Big fella. Hey, of course, if you can't make the Barton Medal, I think there's 400 going, so you can't buy a ticket. They'll be packed in like sardines. You can watch from the comfort of your recliner chair at home on YouTube. It's live and it's free. Just search for TDFL on YouTube. Tell Nana how to access it if you want to watch little Johnny get a few votes. It's pretty easy to do. Everyone's got a smart TV these days. Hit the YouTube button, bang, you're on. So looking forward to that. It's all thanks to some of our fantastic sponsors like Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives every day of the year here in Wodonga and at Rutherglen. Of course, a family-owned business and a fantastic supporter of the TDFL. And if you're heading out to Sandy Creek and maybe you leave your lights on in your car or you get a flat battery, there's only one person to call.
Marshall Batteries. Cole and the team out at Marshall Batteries, they got an express fast service. So if you do get in strife, which will happen to someone out at Sandy
guarantee
Creek,
someone will leave their lights on.
The amount of cars that are going to come through, lights on, maybe have a few too many, and
gets a bit hot, aircon on,
whatever. Yeah, give Marshall Batteries a call. They'll be out there express.
Thanks to the team at Huon Hill for hosting us. We'll be back next week. Our finals back bar edition, once a week, every week, all the way through till grand final day. I'm Gus McLeod. He's Matt Sider. We'll see you at Sandy Creek on the weekend.
Here at Wodonga, we can service straight from the front, right through the middle roller door, and right round without even having to stop or pull any trailer off. Yeah, no reversing at all. It's just in your truck, you don't even have to get out.
Well, this is the Wodonga Truck and Ag Centre. We built this and we've been going for over 3 years now. And we basically needed a bigger premises to deal with just our bigger clients who do all the commercial work.